Every human being is born with a very clean slate. All human beings. They are born with all the good qualities, all the powers that Allah has given us. But as we grow, this society where we live in, the people we are born with, the homes where we are born, everything starts influencing us. We start getting influences. You will be astonished to know that the personality development of a child happens in the first 2 years. Personality, whatever personality you are carrying with you, that has developed in the first 2 years of your life. When you did not know how to speak, you did not know how to shit. Obviously, you didn't know. You knew nothing about this world. You were being carried around. People were, passing you on from one place to another. You could not even walk. So in those 2 years, your personalities were made. Now, whatever influences everyone gets, they become a personality. But that's not the end of the story. After that, the kind of society where we live in, the kind of homes where we live in, the friends we have, the teachers we have, the impulses that we get inside, the audios and the videos that we absorb, that starts shaping us gradually. Now, some of you have strict fathers, some of you have strict mothers, some of you have don't care fathers, don't care mothers, some of you have balanced fathers, balanced mothers. So everyone has a different set of parents. And then come the siblings. And then comes that society or that mohalla where you live, that is also different from each other. Then you have the relatives, they are different from each other. So you keep getting these influences, and it shapes into who you have become today or who you would be today. So if this has to happen everything has to happen automatically, and if somebody has to become a criminal mind, what is his fault? Yes. A liar becomes a liar not in one day. So he is not at fault. Obviously, society affected him, so he became who he became. So it is not his fault. Yes, it is not his fault until what time? Until he has got senses. Until he has grown enough to change himself. That is why we have the concept of heaven and hell. Otherwise, if everyone had to affect me and I had to become what I had to become, then why to send me to hell or to heaven? Then everything is automatic. So the concept of heaven and hell comes in between when you have got that ability to change yourselves. Now, for changing yourselves, what is the basic requirement? Know yourself. Know thyself. This is a concept found in Christianity also. And it is a concept given to us by our dearest Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam also. He said, "Man arafa nafsuhu faqad arafa rabbuhu." Whoever knows himself comes to know God also. So know yourselves. Why does a person cheat? Fear of being left behind, fear of respect, that is also a kind of fear. Bezti ho jayegi. Ill-founded. Remember one thing. When it comes to learning about your own self, when it comes to learning, never be afraid of anything. Face the consequences. Face your fears. You will not be able to learn to get out of your fears if you will not face your fears. You remember this. You will remain a fearful cheat throughout your life if you will not face your fears. Face them. Get into the eyes of get before, like for example, somebody thinks that if he's doing an assignment and if he has done it wrong, the teacher is going to scold him, or teacher will tell in front of the class, or बेइज्जती हो जाएगी, or something like that. What should he do? There are only two choices available for the true people. One, do your job properly, or face the music. Whatever it comes, then. बेइज्जती होगी तो मेरी अपनी वजह से होगी, because I do not know how to do things. तो क्या होगा? Then I will get the ability to do it. But what the cheating does is, the fear comes in, you become a cheat, you tell your friend, your elder brother, your uncle, your chachu, your tutors. Some of you have tutors also. That is very strange for me. They will ask, you do it for me. Now the tutor has done the job, and the teacher also has not been able to find out, for example. And you have lived the day happily. This is the worst lesson that cheating teaches us. What did you learn from all this? The cheat. What did he learn? He learned to become a better cheat. And then throughout his life, he will remain a cheat. He will not become a good human being. And he will never know what a beautiful thing it is to face the fears in your life. He will always remain a coward. You know what is the difference between a coward and a brave person? One faces his fear and the other runs away. But at the same time, do you think that a brave person does not feel afraid? Fear is a natural thing. It happens to all of us, all human beings. Everybody gets afraid, everyone. But the difference between a coward and a brave man is that a coward will devise other methods to run away from the fear, whereas the brave person will get a grip over his fears and face whatever is in front. He will face it with grace. Now there is another way. There are stupid braves also. Who are those? They are the ones who would be idiots, that instead of understanding that they have done something wrong, they would stand up to it. You know, they are stupids. तो फिर आगे से एक जन्नाटेदार थप्पड़ आता है पटाख करके, and बहादुरी goes down the drain. So you see, that kind of bravery is stupidity. That is not bravery, that is savagery, or whatever you may call it. Bravery is that you face the consequences of doing something wrong, because it is going to give you such strength. It will teach you a lesson, and next time you would know it, that I have to do something about it. Then you will work on yourself. But the cheat, unfortunately, the one who is afraid, who is, coward, he will keep running away. He will not change himself. So it is up to you now, as I started, that the choices, now you are grown up enough to have your own choices. Now you have you will be rewarded or reprimanded according to the choices you make. So now it is up to you to choose what is good for you and what is not. What would you call such a person who boasts about his negative things? ऐसे लोगों से मिले हैं कभी जिंदगी में? Have you ever met such people? कि एक तो गलत काम करते हैं, ऊपर से उस गलत काम की फड़े मारते हैं. Have you met such people? Do you think it is normal? They're abnormal, honestly. Stay away from such people. This is a benchmark. Remember this. Stay away from that person who boasts his negativity. He is an idiot. He will take you down also. Someday, you would have committed some mistake and he would go around boasting about it. और तुम्हें पता है वो सोहेल ने क्या किया? Now Sohail is ashamed of doing something wrong. But the friend boaster, that child boss, he is telling others, "Oh, तुम्हें पता है सोहेल ने क्या किया? Oh, तुम्हें पता क्या किया उसने?" Now he has told everybody. The next day, Sohail comes to school, and everybody is looking at him like that. And he is, what happened? What happened? Everybody. Now, there are negatives and positives in everything. So, those who were, impressed by those follies and stupidities, they would come to him, to Sohail. Oh, cheater, suna kal tune ye kiya. Oh, wow, eh? They would tell him that. They would boast him. Now, because of one stupidity, now Sohail will never be able to come back on the right side. Because of that idiot's stupidity, who could not stop himself from boasting negativity. अपनी तो फड़े मारते ही हैं, बाद वक़्त वो दूसरों की भी मारते हैं ना. So remember this. Stay away from such people. You will never be able to come back to the right side unless you change. So you want to waste your time in being a negative person, that's up to you. Because we should choose positivity as soon as possible, as quickly as possible. A mistake, for example, someone out of you commits a mistake and the others start laughing about it. What do you call this? Why do people do this? This is another thing, superiority complex. There is one thing which is inferiority complex, and then there is another thing which is superiority complex. Now, who are those people who get into superiority complex? They are those people who never get any success in anything. They are those people who do not get successful in anything they do. So, how to make oneself happy? Because success makes you happy. Achievement makes you happy. They have no achievement. So what will they do? They laugh on others' mistakes to make themselves happy. And that is how they gain that complex into them. That is how they get that superiority complex kind of a thing. Like, in other words, they are telling that person who has committed the mistake, they are telling him, haha, you are low, I am high. That's what they are telling. So what is it? Superiority complex, right? When you laugh on others, this clearly tells that there is something loose up in the upper chamber. As I started and told you that it is agreed that the problems that you have in your personalities, you have very less to do with them. Your fault is very less, I agree. But now it is your fault that you are not putting yourself right. Now you can't be waved off the blame. The blame can't be shifted anymore. Now you are grown-ups. Now you have to build your life. Why do you do backbiting? Why do we do backbiting? People talk behind. साडे खानदान विच ते इंज नहीं होंदा. Whereas that happens in that family also. But for that kind of, false sense of pride, तुमने देखा उन लोगों को कितने चीप लोग हैं वो. हमारे खानदान में तो ऐसा नहीं होता. Talking behind back, दूसरों को गलत कहना, खुद को मैं तो जनाब सती सावित्री. So that is what, whenever you talk negative, whether in front of someone or behind someone, the negative won't become positive. Or will it become positive? You only make it positive for your own self, to inflate your ego, to fuel your pride, that, oh, I am the right one, everyone else is the wrong one. That story. And that story is very much famous in females. Most of the times they keep doing the same thing. If there are two friends, what do they keep talking in their ears all the time, these females? Khud, 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 and laughing and giggling most of the time. Most of the time, they're talking against that or that or that. 90% of the times. And why do they do that? To gain that false sense of pride, which is not there, but they have no achievement in their life, so they want to fuel themselves, they want some kind of success, so they can't do anything, so they say, he is wrong, I am right. Happy. This is foolishness. So if you want to be educated, follow whatever is being told to you. For example, there are 2, 3, 4 lessons that I have just covered. If you have got them, take them in your life, put them in your personality, do it to yourself, and then you'll see the miracles happening. Because there is a different kind of enjoyment, there is a different kind of bliss, happiness on the positive side also, and it is much more than the negative side. On the negative side, it is like tasting a bad chemical, which seems sweet initially, but later on it becomes bitter and even ruins your intestines and stomach. Negative side is just वो शुरू में glittering, चमकदार लगती है, खूबसूरत लगती है, लगता है रिलीफ मिल गई है, जान छूट गई है, बच गए हैं, हैप्पीनेस एक फॉल्स किस्म की हैप्पीनेस में मिल जाती है, but that happens for a very temporary and short period of time, and later on it becomes troubling. I am not saying it from myself. Our dear Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said that don't laugh. Laughter के बारे में आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने मना फरमाया, कह कहा मत लगाओ. Laughing out loud के बारे में आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम ने फरमाया है, कह कहा मत लगाया करो, दिल को मुर्दा कर देता है. We have heard, हमने तो सारी जिंदगी ये सुना है कि हंसो खेलो सेहत अच्छी होती है. हमारे प्यारे नबी आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम तो कुछ और बता रहे हैं. This is what I was trying to tell you. That negativity seems to be good. It is wrapped in a very beautiful wrapper. It looks stylish, like Shah Rukh Khan, like Sallu Bhai, or whatever their names are. Hindus under Muslim wrappers or Muslims under Hindu wrapper. I still can't understand who are they. But Muslims think they are Muslims, Hindus think they are from India. So nobody knows who they are. But the wrapper is beautiful. वो कहते हैं जो दिखता है वो बिकता है. Every good businessman knows that you make a shitty product, wrap it in a very good wrapper, it would start selling. So that is what negativity is all about. It is wrapped in a beautiful wrapper. It looks fascinating. It can give you temporary relief. Temporarily आपकी जान बच जाएगी maybe. But ultimately it is not be of any good to you. मुसीबत में पड़े रहेंगे. You know why? How many of you are expert liars? Expert liars know that every lie they tell, they have to think 10 more lies for the next step. Every expert liar knows. And most of the time of their day is wasted in that thing. They are all the times thinking, उसको ये बताया था, अब अगला वो उससे यूं पूछेगा तो मैं उसको ये कहूँगा तो वो यूं होगा तो वो यूं हो. Their lives are ruined. They think they are safe. They are not safe. Believe me. This will only be known when you have come to a side where there is no lies or less lies. उससे पहले तो आपको पता ही नहीं चलेगा. A liar, for example, एक डड्डू जो छपड़ में रहता है और वो सारी जिंदगी छपड़ में ही रहा है, तो उसको बाहर का क्या पता होगा? See, he doesn't know. The exposure is less. So when you are living your life on one side, you never know what is on the other side. So there is a lot of bliss on the other side, a lot of joy, a lot of enjoyment, a lot of good that can come your way. In fact, it is much more than the other side. All you need to do is choose the right things in your life. Choose to be what you want to be. If you really want to change, take these lessons in you. इन चीज़ों को अंदर तक absorb करें और इनके ऊपर सोचें. That you change your personalities, bring things into you, think about them, and if you find them good for you, then do it. Do not resist against them. There is no point in resisting. You are not resisting me. Whatever I teach you, if you're not doing it because of me, can you affect me? You can't affect me. So you are not resisting me or any other teacher. It is you who are resisting. It is you who you are destroying, basically. So it is up to you how to save yourself. There were two elements left in the characteristics of basic learner. Although I have covered a lot of things, I have repeatedly covered them, and we have covered it today also. One is self-criticism. Always find your mistake first and correct. Always, in everything, whatever happens, find your mistake. But remember this, there is a trap in this self-criticism. The trap is that when you become habitual of finding your own mistakes, you become lame. Instead of changing, you become lame. इसमें ये फॉल्ट है इसमें. और एक दुआ है, वो चलो मैं किसी और टाइम बताऊंगा, कि ये आपको, इसको मैं लेट मी एक्सप्लेन. एक बंदा है, वो हर वक्त अपने आप को गलत मानता है और गलती करता भी है, मानता है गलत, लेकिन वो बदलता नहीं है. जब उससे बदलने नहीं हो रहा होता तो वो क्या करता है? वो मायूस होना शुरू हो जाता है. तो मायूसी को तो कुफ्र कहा गया है. तो फिर इसका मतलब क्या हुआ? ही वुड स्टार्ट बिकमिंग लेम, सुस्त, टूटा हुआ, ब्रोकन. ही वुड नॉट गेट अप, ही वुड नॉट चेंज. सो व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड बाय दैट पर्सन? ऐसे बंदे के लिए जो सेल्फ क्रिटिसिज्म तो करता है लेकिन ठीक नहीं होता, उसको क्या करने की जरूरत है? देखिए, याद रखें, सोच में होप कहां होती है? सोच में होती है. मसला कहां आ रहा है? अमल में. एक आपको पता चल गया कि आपने एक मिस्टेक किया, आपने खुद ही पता कर लिया कि मैंने गलती की है, लेकिन आपसे वो ठीक नहीं हो रही. अब वो ठीक आपको अमलन करनी है ना, तो आपसे क्या नहीं हो रहा? आपसे अमल नहीं हो रहा. सोच में तो आपकी उम्मीद भी हो सकता है, हो सकता है आप ब्रोकन ना भी हुए, मायूस ना भी हों, आपकी सोच में फिर भी उम्मीद है, आप अल्लाह से दुआ भी कर रहे हैं कि या अल्लाह मुझे ठीक कर दे, मेरी ये गलती है मेरे अंदर. मसलन जैसे आप में से कई लोग हैं जो नमाज नहीं पढ़ते, लेकिन आपको ख्याल आता है नमाज पढ़ने का. इज दैट ट्रू? यू आस्क अल्लाह टू हेल्प यू, या अल्लाह, लेकिन पढ़ते नहीं हैं. सो व्हाट इज रिक्वायर्ड? डू ऑल द थिंग्स दैट यू कैन, मेक अलार्म्स, टेल समबडी, गेट हेल्प, बट मोस्ट ऑफ ऑल change your physical habits and eating habits. These two things, for example, let me tell you, there are some people कि जिनको एक मखसूस खाने की ज़रूरत होती है लेकिन वो नहीं खा रहे होते. Okay, let me give you a food also. It is called talbina. Talbina. This is the food which used to be cooked at home of our dear Prophet Hazrat Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. आप सल्लल्लाहु अलैहि वसल्लम के घर में ये पकता था. तलबीना क्या होता है? पॉरेज. वो क्या होता है? बारले को उर्दू में क्या कहते हैं? जौ, दलिया. जौ का दलिया फौजी वालों को नहीं मिलता. दैट, वो जौ का दलिया लें, उसमें दूध डालें, दूध डाल के उसको चूल्हे पर रखें, थोड़ी देर पकने दें, 2 चम्मच 3 चम्मच उसमें शहद डालें और उसको चम्मच चम्मच करके पिए. डू इट एवरी डे, कीप डूइंग इट. दिस विल टेक अवे दैट lack of doing things from your life. It will give you the power, one thing. Second is, you must have some physical activity in which you should have cardio. दिल का धक धक करना, पसीने आना ढेर सारे. You should have that physical activity in your life. These two things, अगर ये दो चीजें आप इकट्ठी कर लेंगे, I give you guarantee you can do anything. You will think and you will do it. दरमियान में कोई चीज नहीं रह जाएगी. वो जो होता है ना, think and think again and overthink and keep thinking, don't do anything. That will not happen. Okay, so self-criticism is a tricky thing, but self-criticism is the best thing one can do to himself. How many of you don't do that? Many of you don't do that. Those who do not do it, they will never know themselves. एक आप कितनी हैरत अंगेज बात है कि मुझे अपना ही पता ना हो. मेरे से बड़ा बेवकूफ कौन होगा जिसको अपना ही नहीं पता? तो अपना पता करने के लिए मुझे अपने आप को क्रिटिसाइज करना पड़ेगा. अपने साथ सच्चा होना पड़ेगा। खुद के साथ तो सच बोलूं ना, अपने आप को भी दाएं लगाते रहना है तो फिर लगाते रहे, तो झूठा बंदा अपने आप ही को दा लगा रहा होता है दरअसल। एंड द लास्ट थिंग इज थैंकफुलनेस। जो दो जगहों पे शुक्र जरूर अदा किया करें। एक तो अल्लाह का शुक्र अदा करना होता है। अल्लाह का शुक्र अदा करने का सिंपल तरीका है दैट 2 रकात नफल पढ़ें और उसमें अल्लाह ताला का सजदे में लंबे लंबे सजदे करें, अल्लाह से कहें या अल्लाह आपका शुक्रिया आपने ऑक्सीजन बनाई हुई है, आपका शुक्रिया आपने मुझे हाथ पांव पूरे दिए हुए हैं, आपका शुक्रिया आपने आंखें दी हुई हैं, कान दिए हुए हैं, आपका शुक्रिया मुझे अकल फहम सेहत सब कुछ दिया हुआ है, आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया, आपने मुझे माँ बाप दिए हुए हैं, मुझे घर दिया हुआ है, मुझे पैसे दिए हुए हैं, मुझे गाड़ी दी हुई है, मुझे ये दिया हुआ है। एक एक चीज़ को सोचें और शुक्रिया अदा करें, थैंकफुलनेस का बिहेवियर पैदा करें। आप लोगों के लिए ये एक्सट्रीमली इंपॉर्टेंट एक्सरसाइज है। यू वांट टू डू इट। लेकिन मैं ये बता रहा हूँ, इस सोसाइटी में, इस पाकिस्तानी मुआशरे में अगर किसी ने नॉर्मल रहना है तो उसको ये एक्सरसाइज लाजमी करनी चाहिए रोज़ाना। रोज़ नहीं कर सकता तो हफ्ते में एक दफ़ा तो करनी ही चाहिए, क्योंकि आप हर जगह यही सुन रहे हैं कि हो रहा है, डॉलर बढ़ गया है, फलाना हो गया है, वो हो गया है, महंगाई हो गई है, ये नहीं है, वो नहीं है, बिल ये है, फलाना गलत है, फलाना गलत है, ये ठीक नहीं है, वो ठीक है। हर वक्त नेगेटिविटी है, ऑल द टाइम्स। जो नाशुक्री पैदा होती है इससे, नेगेटिविटी जो है, मैंने कहा ना वो रास्ता ही गंदा है, उधर से नाशुक्री। तो शुक्रगुजारी का एक तरीका ही है कि जिसके अंदर आप अल्लाह ताला का शुक्र अदा करते हैं। द सेकंड थिंग इज थैंक योर टीचर्स, थैंक योर पेरेंट्स। जस्ट गो एंड रियलाइज टुडे, फाइंड आउट व्हाट हैव योर पेरेंट्स गिवन यू, व्हाट हैव योर पेरेंट्स गिवन यू, व्हाट आर यू थैंकफुल अबाउट। क्या आपके ख्याल में ऐसा आपके वालिदैन ने आपको दिया है कि आपको वाकई उसका शुक्रगुजार होना चाहिए, एंड यू कांट रीपे इट बैक। आपको टीचर्स ने ऐसा क्या दिया है? किसी टीचर ने कुछ दिया है कि कोई इस काबिल आपको कोई किया है, किसी ने कोई चीज़ आपको दी है कि जिसके आप शुक्रगुजार हो? आपको लगता हो कि यार अगर ये मुझे मेरा टीचर ना देता तो मैं तो तबाह हो जाता। तो आप ढूंढें ऐसी चीज़ें और फिर उनके बारे में लिखें, राइट देम डाउन सो दैट दे कम बिफोर यू। सो थैंकफुलनेस विल हेल्प यू ऑल्सो।